My crafty friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? So this is a little scrappy or scrap using up scraps craft I've been wanting to do, and so I just finished a journal. So I thought this is my perfect opportunity because I made lots of scraps with the last couple of journals. What I consider lots of scraps, but these were the scraps here that I already had in my scrap box. So just what's left. I don't know if you're new to my channel. I keep up with my scraps as best as I can and use them, or if I have a few at the end of a journal, I will give them to the person that gets the journal with, in the goodie bag that I send along with the journal. But I do, still end up with some. So anyway, what's left in my scrap box right now is just a few pieces of a file folder. So I didn't bring those over here. They're just plain manila file folders. And some notebook paper that I cut down to size to fit in a journal, but I haven't used them. So those are in my scrap box. But what I wanted to do today was to use up these first. And what I wanted to do was make some journal cards out of envelopes. And why? Why do I want to do that? Because, okay, so I have some envelopes here. Let me show you. These are a few that I had put into where I do my coffee dyeing. In the other room, I have a table permanently set up at the moment. It's been set up for a year or so now in another room. And when I want to do coffee dyeing, I can do it in there and it's ready to go. I have a table with a tablecloth on it. I have, just room to spread out there and, let things dry. So that's how I do my coffee dyeing. And I had all of these envelopes in there. And so one way, if you have envelopes, one way that are these that I have on top right here, these little small ones, all of the flaps are kind of glued down just from age or whatever. They've been around for a while and they just somehow got sealed. So one way I fix that is when I coffee dye them, you get them wet and you can then usually open it up, and then I will open it up once it gets wet and the flap loosens up. I open it up and I coffee dye them, and then I leave the flap open and let it dry, so then you have your flap open. But I thought, I have so many envelopes. This is not all I have. I've shown you before some that I have coffee dyed. That's a whole separate box that I have. Then I have these, and I have all the ones in drawers tucked in with stationery cards and things. So just somehow, I think, as junk journalers and as thrifters, when we buy things at thrift shops or wherever in, estate sales, wherever we get them, flea markets, we end up with a lot of envelopes. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool? Because I think it's really cool when I've picked up, cookbooks and cookbook ephemera at estate sales, and I notice how the ladies that I've, a lot of the recipes are just whatever scrap book, scrap piece of paper, envelope, whatever they have. That's where they wrote their recipe on. Then they stick it in their recipe stash wherever they keep their recipes, in a cookbook, in a notebook, in a Ziploc bags, wherever they keep their recipes. That's where it ends up. And that kind of inspired me to this would be a great little, I thought, journaling card. So, this is the nice flat side. So this could be the side that you write on, right? And then this could be the side that we decorate. That's my plan here. Decorate the side with the flap. And I have, like I said, I have all different sizes here, so I can do whatever size. I can cut the longer ones in half if I wanted to. We're not going to get to all those today, so we're just going to see how far we can get with these scraps. Like some of them are just, little pieces, so I'm going to have to piece it together maybe. But I kind of wanted to try it and see what I come up with. And they could be bases for later, say one comes out kind of looking vintagey, when I need a vintagey, journal card, then I'll have this piece. And if I want to add some words or a little focal point or whatever at that point to match the journal or coordinate with the journal, I can do that. But right now I just want to use up my scraps. And I'm sure, so these are two things that probably everybody has. Tons of envelopes, extra envelopes that you end up with, and scraps. So, I mean, let me not just be picky here. Let me just get going and do something with these. So, like, I don't even really have to cut this. I could just put it right down here, glue it down, glue another piece down. There you go. I'm done, right? Well, maybe. We'll see. Let's see how it turns out. Let's see if we like it. So it's kind of an experiment. See, this piece isn't long enough, so I need it a little bit more up there. But I wouldn't want this same piece, so I'm not worried about like cutting this down to like evenly fit. And you can tear pieces however you like to collage. If you need to collage your envelopes, you can tear pieces. I kind of have found through the years that I like kind of like this. This is how I like to collage, kind of neat collaging. It's just me. But I like putting little squares together, or rectangles or whatever. So like this I'm going to like. I just have to find the pieces to fit here, which I have other pieces here. These are both kind of cardstocky too. But let's get started and stop talking and start doing something before this video gets too long and we haven't got anything done. So, and let's not throw glue around. So I'm going to use I've got my art glitter glue here. I've got my, as you can see, my paper cutter and my Fabri-Tac. So whatever glue, whichever glue I think goes on that type of paper, I'll use. So I think these could be really fun and a good way to use up some of these envelopes. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put this right in the middle here. I was putting it way down there, but now if I put it right in the middle and not cover every centimeter of this, or every speck of this envelope, maybe that'll work out better. I'll just centralize my little collage here. Okay, that'll work. See, I just naturally did that, and I like, you know, before I had it down here and I said I have to fill in this space, but I just naturally did that when I glued it down. So yeah, you can experiment with your envelopes and scraps and see what you come up with. But when we get this covered, I'm going to tell you another way that these could be used. Let me just get this covered and see how it turns out. So now I'm going to even this up and put it even with the bottom here. I like this little plaid piece here, kind of a plaid. It's red, white, and blue on the other side. This is Tim Holtz, I believe. This is some Tim Holtz paper. I do need my scissors, so let me grab those. I ordered a new pair of scissors. I kind of can't wait to get them because I know they're going to be so nice and sharp and clean. And they're non-stick. I haven't gotten them yet. They haven't come yet, but they'll be coming soon. Okay, so here's another piece of plaid, but I don't want another piece of that there. So let's see. Let's save that for another piece. I don't want to be picky, but I do want it to, you know, I do want to like it, so I don't want to, you know, put something on there that doesn't go together. So here's a little coffee dye piece of paper. See, I just pulled out whatever was in there. Here's some wallpaper. That looks really good, but it doesn't fill in that space. Oh, it does this way. I like that, actually. So, let's see, it needs to go about down to there. Let me make a little pinch here, and I'm not going to try to even this up or anything as far as right here. I'm going to leave it crooked, but I am going to cut a straight line there. So let's do that. Let's cut a straight line right where I folded and see how it turns out. I think that'll be a really pretty little addition there. I was thinking of putting this there because it would match, but then when I put this here, I thought, well, that looks really pretty. So try not to be too picky. Like I'm trying not to be too picky and like really make it match, make it all matchy-matchy. Just kind of put things together and see how they look. And in the end, especially, you know, if you consider these a base and later on you'll be putting a focal point on there, maybe. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. You could use them just like this, you know. So whatever you like, do what you like. When you see it, if you like it, then that's the way to go. Trying to I kind of got it uneven there. I'm going to move it over before it's dry. Okay. All right, now I'm happy. I'm happy. I can't help but be a little picky. It's just the way I am. It's the way I was born. Okay, so there we go. There's one. So, like, this is one where the flap was glued together, and so you can write on this side. You've got a nice, already 2 layers of paper, so that's nice and sturdy. And then you're adding paper here, so another layer of paper, cardstock, whatever it ends up being. And you've got a nice, strong drawing card. So, if you did still want to use this as a pocket, say, like later on, say, I want to use this as a pocket. Okay, and instead of a drawing card, instead of like sticking in a pocket, focal point, words, whatever, tags, whatever, flower in the middle, you can turn it, tuck spot, pocket, whatever, and it can be a pocket, so it doesn't have to be a drawing card. And you can still use it as an envelope or like a sort of envelope. You can slit your pocket open with your scissors or your whatever you want to cut with. Just slit it open and you still have the opening there. So many ways to, once you have these ready and in your stash, so many ways to use them. I'm so excited about it. So there's one, kind of vintagey, I'm going to say. I think these first few are going to be vintagey. So let's take another one. Oh, I got a pile right here. I got 2 piles going here. Let's do this one. I think these are all pretty much the same size. I want to try this, just a piece of this. I put this in my scraps because in my scrap box because I had bought a ledger pad at the thrift store, and most of it was okay. And I don't remember how it happened, but there ended up being 2 pieces in there that were like this. They were older, they were more aged, like naturally aged. You can see some kind of browning here. And they were messed up right here. Like I didn't do that, that's how they were. So I put them in my scrap box to do something with them. And now here they are. I just wanted to see. I wanted to put a piece of ledger paper on here. See how how it looks. So do I want to leave a border on all of these like I did on that one? I mean, it is nice to have the border. Then if you do want to slit it open, you have that option. So, and then do I want to do it this way, or do I want to do it this way, or both ways? I guess I could do it either or. I think I want to do it this way. And I think I do want to leave a border. So, let's do my way of measuring here, and that's making a little pinch up here to where I'm going to cut. But I have, this whole piece of, this is a lot of paper to use up, kind of. I mean, it's just one piece of ledger, but it's going to, well, I can probably make at least 4 envelope journal cards out of this. And, it'll be a nice, sturdy journaling card. So let's see how this was going to fit. So I cut that one that way. And now I need to cut this piece here. Another little pinch. So yeah, so this is a scrap video, and lots of people have different names for their scrap videos. And I don't really have a catchphrase for my scrap videos. So I'm going to try to participate with Denise at Denise Junk Journals UK in her Scrappy Sunday. So I'm going to post this on Sunday and ask her permission to use her, like an open collab, maybe as a hashtag, Scraps on Sunday. And if I get permission between now and the time I post this, I will put that on there. If I don't, if I don't hear back from her with official permission, I'm not gonna, steal or try, steal her thing, her Scraps on Sunday. But I'm gonna see, because I think that's, I like her videos. Of course, I really like all the scrappy videos. But Scraps on Sunday is something I can do. I can do Scraps on Sunday. I thought that would be a good day. I think that's a nice, you know, day to use up your scraps. So it's a really good day to do it. So let's see. If you see the name of my title, then you know we got together and I got permission. Otherwise, I'll be still trying to talk, communicate probably and see what happens. But yeah. If not, I'll have to think of my own name, I guess. Maybe you guys can tell me what name I can use if I can't do scraps on Sunday. What can I do? Scraps on. Gail does Scrappy Saturday. Diane does what is it, Scraptastic or something? Scrapistry. Scrapistry. I could do somebody probably does Scraptastic. It seems like a name somebody probably has. Scraptastic. I just said that, but maybe nobody has it now. Use that hashtag. Hashtag Scraptastic. Sunday. But anyway, this is super cute. Just a, simple thing. A piece of ledger paper and you can write on both sides. We could, since we have writing space here, we could decorate this side, couldn't we? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Then we'll use up 2 scraps. So the first pile here I have is, since this is kind of a naturally aged, and you can see some aging there. That's just natural aging. We could put a piece of this over here, and it's still, you could write on this, but I'll be using up a second scrap on here, and it's 4 layers of, these are all papery pieces, but 4 layers of paper make for a pretty strong, drawing card, I would say. So I need to cut a little strip off of here. It's a little bit too wide, so let me just make a little pinch here, and we'll cut off a little strip on this side. And before I know it, I will have a good pile of scraps used up here. And I just realized this would be probably a good mobile craft. I mean, I don't have to have, if I want to have take my paper cutter, say I want to do this in front of the TV, I can take my paper cutter in there. Or, I probably would, because I can't cut a straight line with my scissors, but if you didn't want to, if you can cut a straight line, or if you can do the cutting you need to do with your scissors, all you would need is your scissors, your paper, your glue, and your envelopes, right? So it could be a good mobile crafting type craft. Okay, so this is upright, and so I think I want this. I'm thinking of maybe I want it like this. I think this looks good down here, this little swirly piece. And then somebody could write over here too, or if they wanted to decorate, put a picture here, There you go. Oh, this is beautiful. Actually, beautiful. I need to use this glue up here. Beautiful avocado dye on this side, I believe. Yes, it is. I love it. It's very pretty, but I'm gluing it down, so it'll be covered up. But some of the avocado dye came through here on this side too. So very pretty piece of paper there. All right, so we got number 2 done. So this is really, this is really fun. And again, I could split this open if I wanted to actually put something inside. So there's number 2. We've got 2 done. And so the next one, well, since we just cut that paper to size, let's go ahead and use it up. This is a little bit too tall, so I wonder how it would be if I just folded this over the top. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try it. Then I'll have one less, because I would probably well, that's a nice little strip. I would probably try to save it. So, yeah, save myself from another scrap, because I have a pile of strips I've been gluing my strips together on my lunch break for my little sewn strips that I sew together. And so that would just be one less strip for me to take to work. I'm crazy about that. I feel like I'm crazy when I do that. Like somebody comes in the room, what are you doing? I'm gluing strips together. Wow. Nice. No, actually my boss came in one time and he asked me what I was doing, and I was gluing strips together, and he was like, wow, that's cool. I'm like, really? You think that's cool? I think it's cool, but if someone else that doesn't even know anything about junk journals thinks it's cool, it's kind of, I don't know if he just said that or thought it was cool, but anyway. He probably just thought it was cool that I was crafting on my lunch break. Anyway, there's that one with the folded over edge. So now we have this piece of, oh, and look, I probably needed that little piece because it actually is kind of short, but since I folded that over, I can put that up next to, or just overlap it a little bit and have that be the perfect piece. So which side do we want? I think I like this side better. So yeah, let's do it. Let's don't hesitate. Yeah, I'm trying to use up this bottle because I got that new bottle from my art glitter glue. And I kind of love it at the moment anyway. I mean, I just got it, so I hope I keep loving it. But I kind of hate that one now. So I want to use it up. And I would dump it out, but I have to go and this is kind of, top is kind of glued onto the bottle. So I can get it off. I've done it before, but I have to go like run it under hot water and work on it. So I thought, well, maybe if I just use it up, then I can just throw that one away and use my new one. So I'm overlapping this a little bit on that piece we folded over. And then that's going to be glued down. So now here's our second journaling card. Our third one. So we got ledger paper on this side and this paper over here. Cool. Using up our scrap. So this one I kind of don't really like this scrap. So I don't know. I would like to use it though. I guess it needs something underneath, I think. Let's see. This, I guess it's the same color on both sides. I don't even know where it came from. I never cut an oval out like that. It must have been in something that I got somewhere, like at a thrift store or something. So it's kind of bluish gray. I wonder if I put it on top of this bright blue, because I really had trouble using this. This paper here was given to me, and it's just paper I would have never bought or picked out. But they must have got it for some reason and didn't use all of it and didn't want the rest of it, and they gave it to me, and now I feel like I have to use it, so that's what I've been doing. And I probably still have, it's 12 by 12 paper, and I probably still have a few pieces left. It's not that I don't like it, it's just, fish and turtles is kind of, I don't really do that theme of like ocean or beach or anything like that very often, so I've had a little bit of trouble using it. Okay, I'm going to cut this piece off. I'll be glad when I use it up, though. Let me tell you. I know there's ways to use paper you don't like, but I'm just, whenever I have an opportunity that calls for fish or turtles, then that's when I use this paper. And as you can see, I have a piece in I must have used a piece because I have this piece in it's good for summer too, I would think. A little, or, it'd be good for, I might have put a piece in the travel journal. Good for a travel journal. Okay, so that's pretty much taken up that whole envelope. Let's see, am I gluing it on the right side? Yeah, this is the side with the flap. Okay, it's papery, so I'm going to use my art glitter glue here. Try not to put too much on here, because I don't want this to be like, get any of the papery bits to get wrinkled with the wet glue here. So I'm just trying to put a very light bit on there. Okay, so this pretty much takes up the whole envelope. Pretty much. It is pretty, isn't it, when you glue it down like that? I might end up, I really like it now. Okay, all of a sudden, and I really don't like this one covering it up. Maybe I'll just throw this away, or I can cut it into a different shape. How about that? I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Maybe I'll do that. Cut it into like a rectangle that I can collage with something else, because I don't want to cover that whole thing up. Okay, now let me see if I can make it squared, nicely squared off rectangle instead of the oval. Maybe that's, see, I think it was in between some scrapbook paper at, I found it in between some scrapbook paper I got at the thrift store. Like, and now I have to use it. I can't just throw it away. Perfectly good piece of paper. But, okay, there we go. Now it's more usable. I don't want it on here though. So we'll use it when it goes with something. So I can consider this done. Let's see if there's anything else I want to put on here. I don't think so. I mean, I really don't think so. Okay. Let's consider this done. It's a journaling card. Okay. Yep. I was just looking at, I don't think I would ever want to round the corners on the envelope, but you could try that if you wanted to. Okay, so next one, let's go ahead and use this up so it can be gone. Because I don't like it either. Maybe when I glue it down, I'll like it, right? Like I did just now with that fish paper. It's not that I, like I said, it's not that I don't like it. I've just had a hard time using it. This is kind of blah, this paper, so, but good for writing on. So there's one piece. Let's see. So like I said, it's kind of bluish. So maybe we'll put this with it because this has blue flowers on it. And it's the other piece of wallpaper. Let's see though. Let me kind of make a little plan here because this could fit up here. Make a little collage. And this purple could fit down the side here. And then it's pretty. Okay. Yes. Do I want this on top or on the bottom? I like it like that. Yeah, I like the consistency of this going all the way down. So that means I need to glue this one down next. It's all coming together. I'll be happy if we use up this pile. And then I'll do another scraps on Sunday if Denise permits me to participate in her scraps on Sunday, and use up the other pile, and I'll show you the next pile before I end this video. Okay, so I need to cut this a little bit. This little purple piece here, it's one-sided. It starts there and it's going to end right here. So we can do another video and decorate these, or I can just, whenever I decorate one and I'm doing, you know, maybe coordinating it with a journal, I can show you, like, remember how we made these journal cards out of envelopes, and now I'm decorating this one. So you can see how they end up being used. Because I know, you know, I like to see that, and I know you guys probably do too. So anyway, these are all papery bits except for the wallpaper, and that went down just fine with my art glitter glue. So anyway, I think this is going to end up pretty, and I used that blah piece of paper that was in my scrap box. It's a box. I've shown it to you before. I just don't have it down here right now. I just took all the pieces out of it and put them on my table and put the box back. All right, another collage piece. I like it. You can write here and here. I like it. I like it. So exciting. Okay, where's my envelopes? Did we use all the ones I had? Here's two that are different, or three that are different size. These have their flaps open, but it doesn't matter if the flaps are open or not. You could still just use up some envelopes. So that's what we'll do next. Let's glue a piece of, I have this wrapping paper, and maybe we'll wrap this around. It's not straight, right? It's not straight at all. It's not squared off, so it's kind of bugging me, like, how is this going to fit type of thing. Oh, it's all jagged over here. I'm going to have to even this up. It's very jagged. I must have cut that with my scissors or something. It's horribly jagged there. I can't deal with that. Okay, and then it's kind of going off the envelope here. So I want to, I think I want to even that side up if I can. It's like all kind of whopper jawed, so it's hard to even see what straight is here. I don't think, still don't think that's straight. Let me try that one more time. I'm just kind of eyeballing what straight is here, but I don't know if that's going to work. Okay, that does look better. Okay, let's see if I can manage it like that. Here's all of our scraps we still need to use. Okay, so yeah, I think I can manage now. All right, so I think I want to put just glue on here so I don't get too much glue on the envelope. Very light. Oh, you know what? Hold on. For wrapping paper and tissue paper and napkins, I use glue stick. It does stick it down permanently. I've never had it come loose, and this is going to make my paper wrinkle if I use wet glue on there. Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry, I'm shaking my table. Let me just put some of this on here. So I get a good coat on here though, like this, a good solid coat of glue. This is the purple washable glue. It's not permanent glue, but it does work on tissue paper, wrapping paper, and napkins. It really does. Okay, I'm not even going to worry about gluing the flap down because we're going to put this right over it, and it's going to glue it down. And I'm not sure. It'll disappear whatever is not, you know, whatever glue is outside the boundaries of the wrapping paper will disappear, and you will never know it was there. I'm going to leave a little border. Got to put it in the middle of the envelope. Okay, so I've got a little bit over the edge here. I'm going to wrap that around, I think. So we're covering up and gluing over our flap again. And I'm going to fold this around. I'm going to think about it though for a second. So we've got this pretty wrapping paper on this side. This was actually new wrapping paper I bought to use for a gift, and I used, I think, all of it except for a few pieces. I don't think I have any left, and so I put the few pieces I had left, I put them here in my craft room so I could use them up. So, being that we have this side decorated, I think I'm going to put some, I mean, I could leave it, but I think this would be really pretty with overlapping some ledger paper here. I think it looks really cute. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Using up these scraps as fast as we can. Here, we're gonna get through this pile. Hopefully this video won't be too long, but I hope you're enjoying it and maybe crafting along with me, getting excited about some ideas. You know, it's one thing, you know, when you watch a video, you maybe get ideas, but when you get excited about ideas, that's really fun, isn't it? You like want to go run into your craft room and do something, even if it's not the same thing, right? Or maybe it gave you an idea of something you could do, like, oh my goodness, I wanted to do something like that. Maybe it's not the same thing, but you can put your own spin on whatever it is, you know what I mean? Or maybe it just inspired you to go craft. Maybe you just haven't been in your craft room, and maybe it just got your mojo going. So, yeah. So this is kind of a jagged edge. Apparently, it used to be in a notebook. When I got it, it wasn't in a notebook. So, anyway, that's where it was torn out of the notebook. There's a hole there. I'm going to put that under the under the wrapping paper. So, let's... And I'm going to use, since this is ledger paper, I'm using my art glitter glue on this. Get it permanently glued down. Alright. So I want to make sure that hole, I kind of want that hole covered up. So I'm going to make sure that goes under the, I kind of have to anyway to make it fit on here. So there's the ledger paper. Now we're going to use my glue stick on the Let me put it on here because it's kind of hard to get it onto the wrapping paper without making a mess there on my table. Okay, I'm going to fold this over. There we go. So we got a pretty little border there. And who knows where that's going to end up. You know, I could put a piece of ephemera here that brings these two together. A label, you know, I don't know. But anyway. Make sure that's all flat. So that turned out really pretty, I think. I think it's pretty. Okay, another envelope. All right, what do we have left? Let's get rid of the trash. So this is going to be trash. This is going in the trash. Those are not going back in the scrap box. And I got two more different size envelopes here. Where's my lid? I have my soda there. Here's my lid to my... Straighten up a little bit here. Okay, so I have this paper we haven't used yet, and some little pieces. I didn't know if I would need this piece here, but it's a plain piece of craft, you know, cardstock. I've got, this is plain too. This is coffee dyed scrapbook paper. It's got kind of a pattern or a finish on it. And what is this? This is that little piece we had there. Maybe we'll use up, see these pieces right here? These little pieces, we'll go ahead and use those up next. And then we'll tackle these bigger. This is a little piece too. This a little piece, and then we got this. And we have the ledger paper still too. So we still have a lot to use up here, so I need to get moving. So this is like tissue paper. This is that masking paper. It'll fit right there. I'm going to glue it, just glue it down with, it's like tissue paper like I said, so I'm going to glue it down with some glue stick. Get over to the edge here. And I really want to use this all up during this video because I want to show you that other stack I have. I wish I could use up both stacks during this video, but that won't be possible because it would take like 2 or 3 hours probably to get through it all. And it's not even that much, so, you know, but this is the way I keep up with my scraps. I try to use them for something. Okay, so that piece is down. Now let's see what goes with that. Will these little pieces work out here? Or are they too small? This piece would probably work out better. That piece of this I showed you, and it's a different color, so it kind of goes. So this would be a vintagey type base for a journaling card. Did I cut that right? That looks good. Okay, so this one will get some art glitter glue. This is thin. I'm going to call this thin cardstock. It's not paper, but it's not thick cardstock. So sometimes on real thick cardstock or normal cardstock, I'll just use my other glue, my thicker glue, Fabri-Tac, to make sure it's nice and solidly glued down. Okay, so there's a good vintagey base. Need a little bit right here. A good vintagey base right there. So, writing on this side, good vintagey base. Can you see it? A Tim Holtz paper doll or a little label, a Tim Holtz collage. That's going to be perfect for that. So, and we used up some more scraps. Okay, so let's use up these little pieces. These are just hanging out here. So this is a little piece of like that sandwich paper. So, and I can glue this down with some, let me glue it down right in this corner right here. We're just gonna go for it. So I can get these used up. And this video is probably gonna be an hour long, but then I will have used up my papers. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this will go here. You know what? Hold on. This will go here. Let's put this here. We're just going to see how it comes out. Oh, I need some. I forgot this is cardstock. What am I doing? Gotta use the proper glue, right? Yes, we do. Okay, so that's nice. It's going to be a nice little collage-y one again. And then this one we can use over here. Another little, oh, that fits on there perfectly. Look at that. Yeah, I like this. I like this side, but I like this side for a good generic kind of base. So that's why I'm not using the red, white, and blue part at the moment. But that is some Tim Holtz paper. Very nice Tim Holtz paper. Yep, I've only owned one. He doesn't make them anymore, the 12 by 12. And the only reason I have one is one day I walked into Tuesday morning and there it was. And only one. It was there and I got it. I couldn't believe it. It's like, wow, how does that happen? Okay, that's super cute. That's super cute, little collage. Okay, another one down. And we got that opposite writing space. And we can write on that side too. This could be a good place for a little decoration here, a little writing space there. Okay, so this tissue paper was in my scrap box, but I'm not going to be able to use all that up today, but we might try to use a piece of it. So just for the heck of it. So here's another envelope. We'll try to use a piece of it, but there's way too much here for me to use in one video. It's just, I probably shouldn't have put it in there in my scrap box, but I did. So let's just use a piece of it. So this is, again, tissue paper. So we will, if I can get out my little pattern, sewing pattern ladies or whatever, even a paper doll or whatever I decide to put on top of here and decorate this, but this could be a good base and good way to use up some envelopes and some of your sewing pattern tissue. Glue it down to an envelope. Okay, I'm gonna, oh, here's a piece that says Butterick. I'm gonna use that piece right there. I like that. Okay, that piece right there. I'm gonna just glue it down. Pretty much unwrinkled. If it has a wrinkle in it, I think that just adds to the charm, so I wouldn't worry about having your tissue paper or napkins non-wrinkled when you glue it down to something. See, it looks beautiful just like that. And we're going to cut this off, this extra. It's so much extra. So much extra. See what it looks like. I like that Butterick there in the middle. I'm not going to want to cover that up. I'll just have to work around it now. Put a little sewing something on the parts that I wouldn't mind covering up. Maybe I won't want to cover any of it up. Maybe it'll be just adorable. We're going to see in just a second here. You can write on this side. You can distress this with some ink and stuff like that, but isn't that adorable? You got your Butterick size 14 right there. It says size 14. But that's cute. I like it. It's making me smile, I'll tell you that. I think it's adorable. Isn't it adorable? There you go. Cute little journaling card. I would definitely put some ink around, probably. I think I could use that. But there we go. Another piece used up. So this will be for another day. Great, I'll take that in front of the TV maybe if I have some time one night. And work on using that up. See, here's another big piece here. So we're not going to use that up today. But the rest of this paper, I don't even know if we can use up the rest of this paper. But let's do 2 more because I haven't used this paper up. I mean, I haven't used this paper or this paper yet. So let's see what we got here. This is a small piece. I wonder if I have a smaller envelope that this would fit on like perfectly where I wouldn't have to cut it. Let me look at my small. Here's a small envelope here. Oh, it would. I think it would fit on here. There's a little tiny. I've got some coffee on it or something already. And look, it would fit right there. All right, let's do it. We're not hesitating. This is kind of light cardstock too. It's not as light as the other one, I don't think, but it's still not like super thick. So I think our glitter glue on here is fine. And we're just going to glue that right down there to have our base for the future of what we want to put on here. Something cute. And it looks cute like just like that though. But it does look like it needs something, some inking. There's our writing space. So there we go. I'm going to leave that one like that. And then let's use a piece of this. Oh, look, it covers up the whole thing perfectly. Okay. Let's cut that. This is nicely coffee dyed too. I'm kind of rushing a little bit because I don't want this video to be too long, but I want to get through as many of these scraps as I can for my sake and your sake so you can see what I'm doing with my scraps. This seems like it might be a little too wide, but no, I think it's going to fit on there perfectly, really. Otherwise, I'd have to throw some of this away because it would be too small to use anywhere else, so might as well leave it on there. Just glue it down. This is a pretty color too, a good vintagey base color. So, yeah, I'm so excited about this little idea because so many envelopes, so little time, right? I mean, you can coffee dye them, but then you still got to do something with them, right? Which I have all my coffee dyed ones. So that's a whole other thing. There we go, another base. So that one's done. Oh, we did 2 just like that, didn't we? All right, let's do this one. This one is one with the flap glued together. And we have, it fits on there, I think. Yeah, it fits on there, just barely. We have a little bit here on the bottom. I put it up to the top. We still have a little sliver there. So either, I think I'm going to need to cut that off. It's just not enough to fold over. You know what I mean? Not quite enough to fold over. So let's cut that off. Here's all my trash over here. So exciting. I can't wait to show you my other scraps because these are all pretty much kind of vintagey. Except for maybe, well, the wallpaper was vintagey too. It's from that wallpaper is from a vintage wallpaper book that I have. That I've shown you, unless you're new and you haven't seen it. And the little piece of sandwich paper, that is new paper that I've purchased to use in crafting. All right, side to side, it just barely fits. I think it fits. Just got a little bit of room on the top now. I tried to cut that sliver off right at the but the other one has a sliver too. So another good base. Oh, I glued it on the wrong side. Well, you know what that means. Let's put a piece of ledger paper over here. Oh, look, this is one with the tear. I'm going to leave the tear. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's a nice little layering feature that I can use in the future. This is ledger paper, so I'm going to use some art glitter glue. That's a nice little layering feature I'll be able to use in the future and use that with something I put on there. Like say I use a Tim Holtz paper doll. You can put it right there and have that little torn piece underneath and it'll look really cool. Okay. This needs to go right up to the top, pretty much. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? I think it's gorgeous. Hopefully you do too. I know it's just a piece of ledger paper on envelope, but look at that tear. It's so cool. And there's the other side. Okay. done with that one. We're almost done, guys. Hang in here with me. We're going to cut this one. And we're going to cut it right here. So we'll be able to get a few pieces, couple envelopes out of this strip that we're cutting right now. Probably. I'll try to cut it even. Let me line it up with my lines here. I've got lines on my paper cutter. I should use them, right? I should use them to keep things straight. All right, there we go. That looks thin. Oh, look at that. It's pretty much perfect. Okay. So I got my little border. I like the little border around. I didn't know it until I tried it, but I do. I like that little border. If I can have it, I like it. If I can't have it, it's okay if the paper takes up the whole thing. I'm using up my paper, my scraps. So if you don't have scraps, you could do this with your paper. You don't have to use your scraps. If you don't have any scraps, you don't have to use scraps, but if you have scraps, there you go. So we're going to count and see how many we made in a second. So I'm putting it over the flap, the right side, because I really do want to save the other side if I can for, that's a pretty one. Look at that. I like this piece with the hearts there. That's so pretty. This is what I used in my, these are from the Raggedy Ann journal. And then, let's see. Oh, this envelope looks like it's whiter. Is it whiter? It is whiter. Okay. So, did I use up all those envelopes? Hold on. So I need a smaller envelope. Let's see. Let's see this one here. These look. Is that also wider? No, it's wider. I want a narrow, thin envelope. Oh, wait a minute. Here's something. Here's a tiny one. It's a little bit too small for this one, but we'll cut it down a little bit. Well, it's not too wide. It's a little bit too long. So I'm going to cut a piece off of, this is trying to curl up on me, so I'm going to cut that piece off, even though there's hearts down there. Just a little sliver off the bottom, I think. Will do it. Let me see. Is it not quite short enough. Okay, now I'm going to cut a piece off the top because I don't want to cut those hearts off any more than I have to. So, oh, I'm having a hard time with this one. I just don't want to cut those hearts off the bottom, so I'm being careful. Okay, there's perfectly. Let me cut it. This got some coffee on it too. I had it, like I said, I had these in the other room where I coffee dye. Okay, there we go. This is the side with the flap. So you can do the other side. If you did want to leave the flap open, you can do the same thing. If you want to keep your flap and use it as an envelope, you can use your scraps to decorate the other side like this. And leave your flap if you want. I just have so many envelopes, I thought it would be fun to use the envelopes as journaling cards. Look at that, that's pretty. Okay, there's the other one. And now all we have left are these three, these two, this one. Okay, so let's see, this is almost a whole piece of ledger paper there. That's a lot of paper. A lot of paper. All right, so if we have a lot of paper, maybe we should use a bigger envelope, huh? What do you think? Let's see. Let's use one of these. These are bigger, but they are not the long ones. So, I'm going to cut this here on this bigger piece. We can use up this ledger paper really quick, I think, like this, using a little bit bigger envelope. And I'm sure I'll be using some of these as pockets, like I said, you know, how I showed you in the beginning. Okay, I'm trying to keep these numbers here, this side with the numbers on it. So I'm trying to keep that side. So I cut the length there. Now I need to cut a little bit of width. It's not enough to fold around, I don't think. So I'll just cut that off. I'll have a piece here and put it on the flap side. I don't think I've ever bought a package of envelopes by itself, believe it or not. These are all from like cards, like, and I use the card and I don't use the envelope, or, you know, things like that. I've never bought, just even at the thrift store, I've always just rejected, like, no, I don't need any envelopes. I'm not buying envelopes. I'm not buying a package of envelopes, even though they're like cheap and stuff like that. No, I've never bought a package of envelopes. They've always been with something, stationery, cards, whatever. All right, there's that one. Done. 2 more good sized pieces of, that's too big for that one. Oh, there's that tear again. See, on the first piece, I think I cut it off maybe. All right, but I want to keep it this time. Kept it on the other one. So I'm going to fold here. Yeah, well, you will be seeing that little torn envelope again when I decorate it. I'll make sure I put it on video. When I see it, I'll remind myself. That'll remind me, like I told everybody I would show them how I decorate this little piece with the torn. So I need to cut about right here on this line. There's a line on this green part here. Right there. Okie dokie. This is going to be, I love that tear. And I didn't make it. It's the weird thing about it. I didn't make it, but it's just like the perfect little tear. Natural. It just was there. And a little bit down here. Okay, I think we're good. Okie dokie. Another one bites the dust. There we go. And we're getting down to the nitty gritty. All right, so for the smaller pieces here, I'm going to just get these down and see what we can finish up here. A little fold there. I don't want to use the longer envelopes because I don't know how I want to use those yet. They're here and I can decorate them, but I don't know if I want to use them as a whole because they're long, and it's, you know, my journals aren't that long as far as those envelopes go, those longer envelopes. And so I don't know if I want to cut those in half and use them as journaling cards that way. That is a totally reasonable way to use them. I just don't know. I have so many little ones. I don't know if I'm ready to cut those in half yet, because I want to make more envelope journals, and those are perfect. And I think the flaps are open and everything, so I want to make envelope journals possibly out of those. So that's why I'm not. Let's see, where's all my little pieces here? These 2 little coffee dyed pieces. This one. Okay, I think I'm going to. I'm going to put this piece down next. It's a little coffee dyed piece, like I said. And this will look cute next to the, the hearts here. So, like that. Yeah, if you have a hard time collaging, try doing it like this with the little rectangles and squares and things. You might like it. I like it. It kind of takes the pressure off of getting your shapes together. Okay, so I want to fill in this space right here with a piece of ledger paper. So I'm going to tear this with my ruler here. And I'm going to tear it right here. Yeah, I discovered somebody else, I saw someone do this when I first started junk journaling, and they kind of collaged like this, and then I tried it, or I saw a piece, you know, I saw what they did and I loved it, and I tried it, and I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, I can collage now, but I think I still need practice at it because I haven't done it that much. as far as just random shapes and pictures and things that you collage all together. But this kind of collaging where you just put pieces together like this in rectangles and squares, it's just me. So if it's you and you've never tried it, if you think it might be, you might like it, you should try it, because it's, I mean, look how cute. It's adorable. Okay, that's ledger, that's coffee, that's the heart paper. I would like to use up this one, and then I'm going to need something to go in there. So we shall see what we have left. We almost used up all that whole stack. This is going to overlap, but that's okay. Okay, so this is a real collage here. I think it's a real collage anyway. Okay, so this is, this will fit here. Do I like it? I don't know. Would I like this better? Another piece of this over here. It's going to have to be like a specialized piece, and I'd rather just use this up on an envelope. So let me find an envelope that this will fit on. We'll have one more. Well, let me see. It'll fit on one of these right here. Okay, we're going to do this. Oh, it's still too short. Well, oh, that's okay. We have to cut off a little piece, but we're going to use this up right now, all these little pieces. And none of them are going back into my, except for the tissue paper. And I'll probably put that somewhere else, because I probably didn't really belong in my scrap box to begin with. But that little butterick one was adorable, wasn't it? So I might have to make some more pieces with my, I mean, that's probably why I put it in there, to make myself use it. Like, I'm putting this in here and then I'll use it type of thing. Okay, so I think I'm going to need to put, let me see what I have here. I got a purple there. Let me see if I have anything in my other stack that will go there. I don't think so. Alright, so what about a little piece of tissue paper? How about that? A little piece of tissue paper. I would like it to have something on it though, so to fill in that spot. That's a little sliver kind of thing. So, right, let's use this piece right here. It has some kind of instructions on it, lengthen or shorten here, it says on it. So we're going to take that piece out and use it right now. I think it'll be the perfect little filler there. And so we need some of my glue stick. It's going to overlap a little bit here. Like I said, I like to get it plenty on there for this type of, for tissue paper, whatever I use. Let's see now how it's going to fit on here. Yep, I think it's going to be just fine right there. Alright, and then I'm going to, if there's any loose pieces, I'll put more glue under there, like this right here. A little bit more glue under there. Let that dry. There we go. That's adorable with those words on there. That's so perfect. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. Okay, let me move the tissue paper out of the way so that when I show you all that we made today, I'll be able to get it out. Okay, so we're finishing this one. I need to get a new piece of wallpaper here for my table. Okay, so this one, these are all what I have left. Ah, so many little pieces. Okay, I may have to use some more tissue paper. These are too short. This is too short. This is a little longer. Okay, we're going to use this, but I'm going to have to cut this off a little bit this time. I'm going to cut off this side this time. This side right here pretty much needs to come off. So you could tear all your pieces if you wanted to, if you want that torn edge. It does look cool. And I like the straight torn edge instead of a jagged torn edge. Usually, except for those little pieces that we did together that were already torn. In a, you know, kind of a off-cut way. Kind of a slanted way. But if you like this kind of collaging, but you like the torn edge, that's a way to still get your rectangles and your squares and have a torn edge too. And use your ruler like that. And that's just a regular ruler. It's not a tear ruler or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to put this piece up here, this little piece right there. And then we'll pretty much be done, except for a couple pieces of ledger. We used them all. Aren't you proud of us? Aren't you proud of us? We did it. Okay. Whoops. It moved. Get back up there. Alright. Alright, that one's done. And let's see, ledger. Which one will this fit on? That's the same size. Do I have, are these all? Hold on. They're all a little, wait a minute. What are these? What are these? There's some smaller ones. I think, not that one in the middle, but the other ones. Okay, yep. Here's a smaller one, here's a smaller one, here's a smaller one. Okay, let's see. Here's the flap on here. Okay. If I keep the numbers, then I'll just cut this off. So again, we'll just use my quick little tear here. I'm putting it on the line so I can tear straight. And I won't keep that. And I think it's a little bit too long. And let's see if I can tear this little strip off the bottom here. It's a very small piece, so I might have to cut it if I can't tear it. There we go. We did it. Now, some of this glue. I'm going to be surprised at how many we did, I bet. Because I have no idea right now. We're going to count them. And I'm going to show you the stack for next Sunday. Next scraps on Sunday. If I'm permitted to use that name. Okay, there we go. Another one down, and we have this one little piece left. We're going to go ahead and put it down, and then maybe we'll combine it with something else next Sunday, because this is my last piece. And I am not going to try to finish this one. We're just going to glue this down because it's our last piece. So we're going to glue it right here, and we'll combine it with something next week to finish this one. We could use this little strip though. This little strip we just tore off over here. But I think I might just mess myself up if I do that. So I'm not going to. Okay. We're done. We're done. All right, so this is for next week. So I'll put that with our next week's pile, and I'll show you that in a second. Let's just see how many we did here real quick. Oh my goodness. Look at all of these we did. Wow. So they're bases, like I said, but we did one. I'll show you. I'm not going to spread them out, but I'll show you as we go through. 2, 3. That's the one with that little piece of sewing pattern. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19, almost 20, 19 journaling cards, bases. And the pile I have for next week is more colorful because it's from my last few journals. So we'll use, oh, this doesn't go here. This goes with my ephemera. But here's the one we got to finish, and then we'll be using these. Oh, this doesn't go in here either. Hold on, that's not a scrap. I just had this stuff on my desk, so I didn't take it from my scrap box. I was just cleaning up my desk. That's not a scrap, that's a parrot. Okay. So I think all of these are scraps. If I find one. So these are all scraps from my last couple of journals. Quite a bit of cutoffs here. So we will be using these next Sunday, ladybugs. That's going to be a cute one. And a lot of these coordinate, as you can see. So this is going to be fun. We'll make some colorful, oh, here's one more piece. Watermelons. So we'll be using those next week. Stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed today. Let me know which one was your favorite, if you can remember, or just look back at the video. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, and I'll see you then.